welcome to the second episode of Decode Your Way. In today's episode, we have a special guest, Anika Mittal, who is an outstanding UBC Sauder student. Anika is not only an IMES, OIS, and BCom scholar, but also a major part of UBC Human Resource Management Club. On the top of that, she is currently working with a Vancouver-based startup, Mosa. Get ready to dive into Anika's insightful journey and discover her experiences and wisdom from her university life. So, without any further delays, let's jump right in.
So, hi Anika, how is your day going?
Hi, Nav. It's really nice to have this conversation with you. My day has been going well. I came from work and it's nice to have this small little chat with you.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to congratulate you and appreciate you for what you're doing. I know we would say it's a small step,
Yeah, it is.
but to still put it into action and to want to do something like this is appreciable, and I wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much for that. And I hope after this as well,
Yeah.
I'll interview you again and again. I'll ask you again and again to come.
No, of course. Of any time.
Okay, let's directly jump to the questions.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe the high school Anika? How I know you from high school, okay, Anika Didi, she's one of the best in academic. She'll be out there for drama, acting, and everything, and different clubs. Then you were in the student council as well.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe yourself in high school?
I would say personally, yeah, I was quite involved, and I was somebody who was very hardworking, if I give a positive side of it. I know myself as somebody who always wanted to try to do the best I could and to not regret later that I could have done something or I had an opportunity and just because I was lazy I didn't do it. But at the same time, it's personally, if I tell you and I compare myself to who I am now, I think I was also somebody who didn't look at opportunities from a very wide lens, I would say.
Okay.
Because you know how school life was all about it, at least what the obvious one was about academics or extracurriculars or having these few things or district level competitions,
Yeah.
the national level
Yeah.
competitions. You wanted to be the most involved and you wanted
Yeah.
to be the most talked about. But I feel like life would be so much more than that if I just didn't fall into that trap of I want to do what everyone else is doing just to have my name heard or something. So I definitely feel like I was a hardworking and a sincere kid for sure. But I would have loved to explore more and just.
I feel like university, especially for you, high school, you started exploring. So now in university, you aren't afraid of exploring new things, or are you?
Uh, I would say I didn't do that in high school. So this thing of I'll try something new attitude and to not fear challenges came to me when I came to UBC. And I don't think it is like a UBC thing or it is like a university thing or whatever you call. I think it was just the fact that my lifestyle changed
Okay.
from where I was in India.
Yeah.
Now that I'm all here and by myself, it's like when you are alone and you have to look for what makes you happy and satisfied, you put that work in, it automatically comes to you.
It is kind of like you are living on the edge.
Exactly, yeah. And in a good way, there's
Yeah.
nothing bad or something.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
trying to make it sound like we have the worst life. We are sad. No,
No, we are enjoying it.
we are quite happy. But I'm saying it's different,
Yeah, it is too
Yeah.
different. I agree.
I also think the high school self of me was less self-aware than it is now.
Okay.
Because I get so much time to spend with my own self.
Yeah.
And I just know myself better.
Okay, that is actually a very positive aspect of looking, of just being alone. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Right.
when you say the word alone,
Yeah.
depression and
Yeah,
comes to your mind.
needs friends.
Yeah, this person needs friend. He or she or they wants to socialize with others,
Yeah.
go out places, thrift with people. No, that's not the case.
Being alone is, for me personally,
Yeah.
such a big bliss.
Yeah.
I'm someone who actually can't, like, I've never stayed with roommates, or I don't think I can.
Okay.
Like, back home, I don't even share a room with my sister. It's kind of weird. Because I just like being in my own space and being with my own thoughts and plan out my day. I love listening to music.
Yeah.
So when I have music playing and I have this, like, I have my LED lights and this vibe going on, or I just go for evening walks alone, it's just so peaceful. And I think it recharges my battery for
Yeah.
social interactions, you know. Like, honestly, if you're with people all the time, you don't know who your own self is.
That is so true. Yeah.
So to have that sort of friendship with your own self and to know that, it's just lovely, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And this whole mindset, work ethics, and literally everything what you spoke, do you think your school was one of the major areas, or it played a very major part in developing that mentality, developing those ethics in you?
Partially, yes. I think I'm very grateful to my school for giving me the platform to showcase what I had. But now when I think about it,
Yeah.
a lot of it was my own choice also.
Okay.
You can have the best of opportunities and platforms,
Yeah.
but if you don't have the willingness to showcase yourself or to capitalize on them, they're of no use.
Yeah.
So you can't, I am not just going to say that the school was everything to me. It
Yeah,
gave me everything.
yeah.
It gave me a lot.
Yeah.
And I am humble enough and grateful for that. But a lot of it was my choice also
Okay.
to be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree to that point as well. Like, I think opportunities are just created.
Yeah.
And they are not served in a plate in front
Exactly.
of you so that you can eat it with a silver spoon.
Yeah.
You have to work hard. You have to grab those by yourself.
Yeah.
And in your high school, when did you actually decide that, okay, I want to go out, I want to study?
So I would want to bring the role of my dad here. I think he was somebody who was very, very involved in my career decisions and what I did. And it was like ever since 9th or 10th grade, I don't know, we would have these random talks, and I knew sort of that my inclination is to go out.
Yeah.
Like for international
Yeah.
undergrad. I didn't exactly know when, how, where,
Yeah.
all of those. But when the time came by and we had to make the decision, it was first between Australia, US or Canada.
Okay.
Then I narrowed it down to US and Canada. And then just because of the green card issues and the whole gold
Yeah.
situation back then, I was like, it's best if I do Canada. That's how we sort of built it. I would say a lot of it is to also factor in with the thing that my dad used to travel a lot and he has seen a lot of the world.
Okay.
So he had a lot of details to make comparisons on, to say, it's okay, I want to send you out, or you should go out, you should explore. And I did that too. It was not like he would tell me a decision and I would follow it blindly. I just liked the idea of trying that. So we came out to that conclusion. And the fact that the undergrad here is 4 years versus 3 years in India for the same course, and all of these small changes and like the sort of specializations and work opportunities that I could possibly get, I think it just made sense for me to sort of come here.
Yeah, so you told that, okay, Canada. So in Canada, you must have applied to U of T as well, you know, and then Sauder. Definitely, that's why you are here.
That's
And what other schools did you apply to?
I applied to all of the top, like the topmost schools in Canada, because to be honest with you, rankings did matter a bit to me. Like, so Waterloo, McGill, U of T, Western, UBC, of course. Yeah, I think these are the major.
Yeah, top 5, I guess.
The top 5 must be 2-3 more, but
Yeah, we are missing all those. So, like, then why UBC Sauder?
because of the scholarships.
We'll get on that one. We'll get
No,
on.
but that was my actually. So with respect to ranking and the fact that the co-op, which was very important for me, co-op was one of the reasons why I wanted to take UBC. So Rotman was number one.
That's you.
It's U.
Yep.
So Rotman Business School, and then Sauder. Then I got through both of them. Now this was a very long time after I got my like acceptance letter from both places. I would just go back and forth like, oh, should we do Toronto? Should we do Vancouver? What should we do now? It's not even like Toronto and Vancouver are two very, very different things.
Yeah.
And then it eventually came down to the fact, let's wait for if we want to hear back from the scholarships. And we did. So when I got UBC, like a pretty good ride through for my scholarship, I was quite sure that it's gonna be UBC. That just strengthened my decision more. So yeah, that's how it happened. And then I just like the vibe of Vancouver better. I don't know.
I agree to that because I have been to Toronto, I've been to the whole suburb area.
Yeah.
Whereas Vancouver is something, not just because of the weather and stuff,
Yeah.
but definitely the city as a whole got a great vibe as compared to Toronto and suburbs.
I think from being from Delhi, we're just very used to that fast pace style so much that I was like, if you're going out, like might as well try something different. You know, like might as well try a new vibe and just that's the whole reason. Because I think one of the very important things is, as much as of course you want to focus on career opportunities and what you are doing, that should be your prime, but should be one of your prime areas to factor in while choosing universities. Where you are living and how you are living in how you will mentally feel in that place is so important. But like after going to university, like if you scroll through TikTok, you'll see, or like through reels, you will see students making reels abroad, how they are like sad or they miss people or whatever, you know. Now that's the thing, of course you can't foresee everything before you come, but still to select a place where you know you'll feel happy being in, and to deal with all of this pressure is so important.
Yeah, I agree, but like for me, I'll say it was very much unpredictable in those aspects which he talked about, and I never thought of those, honestly. I got into U of T, I got into UBC. Again, for me as well, it was the fees of both of the universities.
Fair enough. Let's be fair. Yeah, of course.
So over here, the fees was way less and the rankings weren't that different, 1 and 2. And I was like, okay, great. And I was literally not aware that, you know, Vancouver is actually the California of Canada. Or I was aware that over here, snow is less. It's more of dark and everything. Right. It's literally raining outside right now. But like, it's June and it's raining outside. And 2 days back, it was like whole sun out.
I know,
it's so unpredictable out here. But still, I'll say, as compared to Toronto and its weather, I'll enjoy this weather now.
Of course, any day.
So like in the starting, you talked about the transition and stuff. What are the aspects which helped you transition from that high school phase to the university phase?
You know, if I can be honest with you, it was the fact that I had no other choice. When I was here, I think my transition period really began towards the end of my first year. From before that, I was like in my first year of college, I was still very much into that high school perspective, or it was still very relevant in me. I was trying, but I hadn't adopted enough. It was towards the end of my first year when I actually left a lot of my previous self to build somebody new. And a lot of it was to do with the fact that, I don't know, I kind of learned the ways of here. I knew that things or opportunities would not work towards you. Like for example, I think one of the things that I missed out a lot on was not being involved into clubs. Or to not putting myself out there much. and then it showed later on, like people would have more networks, people would have just more people to talk to, get more involved and have all of those experiences with them. So I think it was these factors and the fact that honestly, not having too many good people around me and to have had encounters with people who I would say mentally really affected me. In my first year, I was like, I need to stop my dependence on like any sort of relationship, friendships or whatever, romantic or commitments or whatever, or like even family to some extent. Like, I need to be with me and I need to feel okay with me. When I started thinking like this, and when I started taking control of my own things, that's when I transitioned. So, I would say that, I don't know if this fully answers your question or not, but you need to have to accept the fact that you have to go through change.
Okay.
You cannot move to a whole new country and expect things to be the same as they were before.
Yeah.
You have to accept the fact that you are at a new place. This is like your home now, and you have to start from somewhere. And I think one of the things that I stopped doing was I stopped being scared of things, or I stopped fearing things. That being said, I'm not saying that I still don't get nervous, or I don't, I don't feel overwhelmed, or I don't cry. I very much do all of those things. I'm a human being and it happens. But to like be scared or to have a heavy heart or to just fear things like I will miss people back home, or I want to do like just anything in general, you get the point. I stopped doing that and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try this. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I'm happy that it that kind of an attitude.
Just being experimenting every time and figuring out what's good for you. You got into this mindset now.
But with experiment also, I would say I wouldn't just jump into anywhere. Like you should be aware and educated. I think making an educated decision is what I started doing.
That's actually reminds me of one of the questions in some of my midterm or final it was. Make an educated guess of this function. I'm like, educated guess? What is this?
Wish I had it. No, totally.
But that definitely makes sense that you should be aware what you are getting into, but you don't know how it will turn out.
Yes. I mean, of course, like even with 100% knowledge, you can't ever, like, who knew the pandemic was coming? But it strengthens your, I think it strengthens your ability to deal with the outcome regardless.
So in the last answer, you told about clubs and socializing, that part. Currently, you are a very major part of HR club over here at UBC, right? So can you elaborate on how you got in, how the whole thing came out, and you are a very major part now, how that whole story went on?
So, wow. It was, in my second year, I started taking up extracurricular activities. I participated in 2 business case comms here. One was with Young Women in Business and one was with JNEC Junior Dev. And I placed first and third in both of those respectively. That was very, it was rewarding and surprising for me because I went from the mindset that I want to participate and I want to experience this. But I don't think I'll be able to win because there would be so many people more experienced than me, so they would know. And that changed it entirely, like when I actually, like I'm not saying I went there for the prize, but just the fact that I proved myself wrong, that was good. So then from there, I started picking the pace for my involvement with people and with like communities and my friends. I made a lot of new friends who were involved. A lot of like my friend Shushti, who is the president for HRMC right now. She was involved in JDC. She won so many case comms and she does all of these crazy things, which I'm I was so fascinated about, and she's going on exchange also.
Wow.
Aman, he ran for AMS rep and he got the role.
Wow.
Neil got, he ran for AVP finance, and I was just in that phase where I was applying it, we were trying, and just so that I make this out there. Just because people get 1 or 2 places doesn't mean that they never get rejected.
Yeah, that is so.
Let me tell you about myself.
Yeah.
I think I applied to so many clubs
Yeah.
or to so many positions which I did not get. But finally, I applied to HRMC, and I was going to my 3rd year. I want to take finance as my specialization. Might as well have a role in finance to try out what it is like, and just to get the gist of it a little bit. I know, of course, it's going to be so different from the real life job scenario, everything, but still. And I got interviewed for it, and eventually then I got the role. I think the vibe just sat very well.
Yeah.
So I'm starting out HRMC right now. It's my first time, and they actually clubbed finance into the presidential portfolio this time.
Okay.
So I'm part of the presidential team. I'm leading finance operations, which is really cool. And one thing that they told me, which really stuck to me, was we can teach finance to anybody who's well educated enough and who wants to, but we can't teach values and morals to them.
Yeah.
So that's why we preferred you also, because we felt like you just fit into the culture of the club.
I think I'll ask this line again after recording, and I'll think about it more. It's actually something, I'm assuming that while interviewing they told it to you, and how that must have impacted on you as well. Because that is a very core part of everything. I think that's a very core part of life.
Yes.
That you can't teach values.
You can't teach values. You can observe them. But it goes back to my question where I said that you want to absorb them also. Even when I took my school, that I wanted to show myself. So you want to,
Yeah, that is so true. It is literally on the person, how they want to become, how they wish to change, how they wish to do what they want to do, what they wish to do.
Yeah.
So it's definitely someone's personal choice, rather than, it is very common. The students who want to do better in studies, they study, they get the logic, and there are students who are out there who just don't want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
That is, I think, with the very basic example, everyone will get it, that if you want to do it, you will get it done.
That is so true, when people ask me something because whatever about how did you get this done or do that, I was like, if you want it enough, you will figure out a way. You just need to want it badly,
Yeah.
You need to have that, I want this,
Yeah.
I will make sacrifices for this.
You want that hunger in you.
You want that hunger in you.
Or else it will be like, oh man, that guy did it. I don't know how he did it.
That piece of cake can be shared by a lot of other people, So you want to have the hunger to have it first.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it.
But coming to the next one, how were you academically in your first year? Because what I have heard that, it is very cliche and it is very true. I guess it is true that all the Sauder students, because you guys apply for your specialization at the end of second year, the first year is very chill out for you guys. Is that the case?
No. See, I will tell you.
Yeah.
Everybody who you talk to from Sauder will have something different to tell you.
That is so true.
Because everybody experiences college in their own way. I'll just share with you what I felt like. Academics wasn't something oh my god, this is so hard, the world was broken upon me or something. But it was fairly hard to adjust to the ways we were taught, because being from CBSE, even if you would copy stuff out of Google,
I remember.
now they can talk about this, right? Come on, everything was copied. We were basically printers.
Yeah, we were printers.
We were printers, right? There was less application of brain. Okay, I would say to a certain extent we would have to apply brains, but 60% of the job could be done even if we were just robots functioning without a brain.
I agree to that.
Okay, so I felt like when I came here, I had to actually get my shit together.
Yeah.
And, I figured out academically things, but so now, like, as you said before, like, these people, they put a lot of focus on sustainability and aspects that we were never taught in school. So much, I would say. And the fact that, they take into account these other small aspects and they really put it through in their courses as well. So that part, like, all of these new etiquettes was hard for me to first get to. Like the way Canvas functions, or like the deadlines and all of these things.
You get a mail and you're like, oh,
What
this
is
assignment?
Mail. Let me talk to you about that. Dude, I would not open Gmail for shit in school. My whole life is on Gmail now. It's just insane.
Yeah.
You know how, that's what I'm saying. It was just adopting. It was not hard. It was just a lot of change at once and I was adopting to. And I think I personally also put very minimal effort. My goal was just, I want to get like a minimum mark to just get through my scholarship, and that was my life for me. But now I don't think like that. Like, I feel like I got the scholarship and I got part of like a huge, I'm grateful for it. But that shouldn't limit me. Like, if I can get more than what I, like the minimum requirement, and I will work for that. That's a new sort of attitude that I adopted in my second year. So just like summarizing that, like first year was challenging for me to get used to the ways. But I think like any other courses, you will have your strengths and some and you won't.
Yeah.
So that was fairly balanced.
Yeah, that is a point that, you can't excel in everything.
Yeah.
But it is not that you can't excel in anything.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
these two statements are just two north and south pole.
Right. Absolutely.
So, like, how was your second year as compared to your first year?
This is literally, like, I think that's the whole gist of my talk.
Okay.
I think second year me is so proud of myself. My second year I couldn't have asked for a better year. I couldn't have asked for a better version of me. I couldn't have asked for better friends and community that I've found. Shout out to all my best friends. Raman, Srishti, Dan, Nicole, everyone. I found like such new people from all of these different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, I just want to put it out there. People have a wrong perception that if you are Indian, you will only make Indian friends. Now, the thing is, you, of course, will have more things to relate to with Indian people. But it's not like you're limited to them. Like, I've made some of the best bonds with people from, I don't know, like Bermuda, like Peru, or like Turkey, whatever. Like, so I just, if somebody is actually listening to this podcast,
Yeah.
I want them to take from here.
Yeah.
Please don't go out with a like closed mind that you will make only Indian friends and you have an Indian
This
friend.
was me. This was
Right.
me when I came in. That, and I could see that, okay, I came in late. So everyone was out here. And I could see that more Indians were there. So in the initial phase, I approached just Indians.
Yeah.
What changed me was the courses and how the group project works.
That really helps actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that thing told, just for me, that thing was like, okay, you can actually make friends who are not Indians.
Yes.
And they are also nice people out there.
Very nice people. I would say I've had a lot of fun. Like, they're super sweet.
Yeah.
They have their ways of talking and you learn something new.
Exactly.
The whole point of an international school is to make these to make these connections and to know about the world, and not to then just get out from your like that small world you have created for yourself.
It's not like you are coming from Delhi and over here you are in Bombay.
Exactly.
No,
That's what
exactly.
I'm saying.
You don't want that. You want
Exactly.
that, okay, you are coming from Delhi, now you're in Vancouver.
Yes.
Just
absolutely.
make that change in
Change in you.
But I think that also comes with experiences and stuff. If those group projects were there,
Yeah.
I definitely would be hanging out with
Indian.
all Indians.
Yeah.
I'll say all Indians and no other students
Right.
out here.
Right.
I would be like, for me, hesitant. It will be difficult for me to approach. I don't know how their mindset is, but when you talk to them,
Yeah.
when you get to know them,
Yeah.
there are a lot of like jokes which might be offending to them.
Yeah. I
And
get
for you,
that.
it might be very funny.
I know, I get you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do. I think that, like, it. Okay, we're going off topic. You
It's fine.
It's
It's fine.
I just being in business school, it just keeps coming back to me. Answer the question. Answer the question. Don't wander off.
I'm sorry, this is not your business school. We are sitting in IQV, but that doesn't mean we just have to talk about school.
For sure. Yeah, so like that was one thing about friends and like to make these connections.
Yeah.
I think this is actually an important part. Like, just I'm saying, put yourself out there. Be open to making new friends and don't come with this closed mindset that you have to. I would still say that some of my closest bonds are with people who are Indian because we just have a lot to share, like relate to, like a lot of lifestyle and tradition to talk about that way. But that being said, a lot of friendships are based on maturity and the fact that people are on the same like level of life as you. As much as they are new to the place, you are new to the place, they are also new to the place, right? So even they want friends, they have good people. So as long as you're a good person and you carry that vibe along with you, I think things are okay. Honestly, I think we don't need to complicate it so much. People will be friends if they catch the vibe.
Exactly. That is so simple.
There's no like, these people are like this, or this people does this, these people have this attribute. How you stereotype, these nationalities are mean or there's nothing like that. Just relax.
Exactly. Because I always tell this to everyone I meet, that you will find all kinds of people everywhere. It's you who have to filter out and see what your kind is, what your like is.
Exactly. Absolutely. Agree. And then coming back to my second year versus my first year, just to touch back on academics, I made so much progress. Cannot like, I don't want to stand here and read my report card out or something. That's just very high school of me. Sharing my own self-life. That's very high school of me. But coming in, I just want to say that the way I have put effort and the way I have taken initiative to try to learn something which I did not know, like I think I'm very proud of myself. I'm not saying that it's bad too, but I didn't take any like external help or like as in like I was not reliant on tutors or external help like I was before in high school. It would ultimately come from me, but I wanted an external push. In university you don't have a push. You either do it or you don't. No, nobody cares. So I don't think even without that, I think I sustained myself really well. I had a huge boost in my GPA from last year. I'm on the Dean's honor roll for this year. It just feels amazing. I feel so much happier because I made friends with new people, and this one thing that I really want to talk about is my newfound love for health and fitness, which has changed. That's basically changed my whole personality.
The better version of yourself, the phrase you used before, I was coming on to this.
I think the love that I have found for working towards my body and my mind has just made such a big difference in my life. I think my whole way of looking at people, and because I'm not saying that I'm into health and fitness just because it's a trend or I find it cool. I genuinely follow it every day. It's in it's part of me now, and it gives you, and when you are regular towards it, it just makes you so much more disciplined and appreciative. Because to probably go to the gym and lift weights, it's not like it's an easy process. Like you're still going through a lot of like physical tension in your body. You do it
physical and mental as well, I feel like. Because mentally, if you're not prepared, I'll be able to just put those 150 kgs on the bar and lift it. You won't be able
to do it.
And if you have like big muscles and everything, you just won't be able to.
Absolutely. And I feel like that whole aspect has just made me so much more patient and appreciative of my own ability. I think it has made a huge difference in my life, and this is coming from somebody who would feel lazy even picking up a glass of water for my own self. It's a big thing to say here. Like not like I couldn't. It would just be like, I didn't want to put more effort than the basic functions of my day. But now, like, I am conscious of like, okay, what macros am I eating? Or like, am I fueling my body well? Am I moving my body well? I go on walks, I look at my steps, and I train regularly. And I just feel I'm so much more active and happy and lively, you know. I think it's so important to invest and give time to yourself for some physical activity. It's like, I feel like you can get all the education and money and everything even at the age of 30 or 40, but strength and time is something you can't buy.
Yeah.
You know, if you are young and you have that in you right now, use it. Like,
Exactly.
don't be lazy, you know.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be going to the gym. You play a sport.
Yeah.
You go for a jog. You swim. You do anything which moves. You dance. These are such good forms of exercise. But do something and be active, you know. Like, go to the bed tired and on your sleep, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll be very honest out here. The last time we met,
Yeah.
you told me the same thing about gym and stuff. Okay, at that time I was starting it up.
Yeah.
But as my second semester went on, for my first year, it's just broken.
Yeah.
But when I came back to Vancouver this May, I was like, no, now you have to
Yeah.
get that into a routine.
Absolutely.
Now you have to do it. And it's not that I go every day, but every alternate day,
Yeah.
I go for a run.
Yes.
It's 1 mile.
Right.
Literally, it was Wednesday,
Yeah.
which I actually completed 1 mile without stopping or without even taking a break.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, and now I can actually feel what you are saying right now.
Right. Yeah.
Just go back tired, go back to your bed, you'll actually feel nice. And if your whole day is not going good,
Yeah.
it's very common. And you go, you hit gym, you go for a run, you go for a walk, you push yourself a bit more out there. It is very difficult.
Yes.
It is too difficult when your mindset is like, no, I don't want to do it,
Yeah.
but you still do it.
Yeah.
That mindset is very difficult, but once you are done with it, it makes a lot of change.
Such a change. These say that exercise scientifically releases, if I am not wrong, like endorphins and good chemicals into your system, and that is meant to actually make you feel happy. And you know, like, I get it. Like, a lot of my friends complain about this. Like, we are not able to manage time. I understand that. Trust me, there are days where I feel so like overwhelmed. Like, I want to exercise, but I can't because I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
But I think even if you can't make it 7 days a week, you always have a choice, you know, like,
You do.
like there was one point, like, when I had my exam, I would still make sure that I go for at least 1 hour. And I would be like, it's fine if I score 5 less marks, but I don't want to lose this 1 hour that I have to myself. So you have to make a trade-off. It depends on how badly you want it also. Like, if exercise to me is not like just keeping my body healthy, you know, now at this point, it's a way to deal with my mental pressure also. Like, it's like an addiction for me. Like, if I can be honest with you, like, and I don't mean to sound like I'm the biggest gym freak or like I know everything or, you know, like, wow, like, no.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere there. I'm not trying to be there. It's something that gives me happiness, and I'm just trying to humbly follow that. I'm learning. I'm not the best at it, not promoting myself that way, just to put it out.
And being very basic, everyone do it for themselves,
Yeah.
not for the world.
Yeah, exactly.
If you are telling it and you are doing it, you are following for yourself. If I'm going for a run, I'm following it for myself.
Yourself, exactly.
If I speak it out, that doesn't mean, oh, you know, man, I go for a run.
Yeah.
No one cares about it.
Nobody cares about it. No, but there are people who like to show it off that way. Like, they would come,
Yeah.
they would do like they would do almost nothing. They'll click a selfie at the gym and they'll go. I'm like, wow.
And that too good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. If they feel like that satisfies them, I'll be like, okay, just make this corner, selfie corner in the gym. Let 100 students come in, do it, and let them go.
Yeah.
If that makes them happy.
Yeah.
It's just about making yourself happy rather than making others happy.
True. I agree with that. I think that's yeah. Totally.
And coming back to the Sauder thing, currently this summer you are working. You also told about that HR club. I'm sorry, I don't remember the whole name because
It's just
I'm not into
no, it's okay.
business out here.
Don't worry. It's HRMC, Human Resources Management Club, and it's for, just to put it out there,
Yeah.
it's not a Sauder club. It's actually open for anybody.
Wow.
You could also apply if you want
Any
to.
EP positions for me?
Now the hiring is closed.
So-
Actually, we do have two coordinator positions.
We'll discuss it afterwards, actually.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so currently you are working at Mosa, right?
Yeah.
What is that startup about?
Yeah.
What are you doing out there?
Mm-hmm.
How is your everyday?
Okay. So Mosa is a student-found startup here at UBC.
Hmm.
It was founded by technically my seniors,
Okay.
Prishita and Abhi,
Hmm.
and they basically upcycle glass bottles into home decor products.
Hmm.
So they have a full established like product line, like candles, charcuterie boards, or shot glasses. All of these beautiful products. You can find our products even in the bookstore. We have our candles in bookstore
Oh,
for sale.
wow. I wasn't even aware of it.
Yeah.
Like, I never been to
The
bookstore. I just go to like buy one or two books and
It's just a bookstore is not the most pocket friendly
place to be on campus.
campus. Rather spend my money on food. But anyways,
Yeah.
if you ever happen to go to, I checked their products out and stuff.
Okay.
It was awesome. They're a really nice team to be around. I am working as their finance and internal operations lead. So I work with them for funding, and it's like grant funding, and I write funding applications, like budgeting and all of these finance related things like reimbursements and stuff. And then with the internal aspect of it, I do like plan socials, keep meeting minute notes and like attendance keeping, all of these administrative
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
work. Yeah, it's fairly new for me because I actually got into the swing of the work just this month.
Okay.
So it's way early to talk about it. Probably like few months down the line, I would have things to tell you about because the business is in its phase of expanding. We just got a new micro factory space and everything, so we're trying to go there and build our operations on a larger scale. But that's my role with Mosa. And the way I found it was, so one of the co-founders, Prishita, she was my TA for one of the subjects, Com 202.
Okay.
And we just had this one TA one-on-one session where I talked to her about the fact that I would love to get more involved into something, and I'm looking for like a finance-based role because like that's where I want to go to. So she said she would she's looking for somebody who writes the funding applications for her and stuff. And I told her, I've never done this before. She was like, okay, you apply and then we can go forward from there. And then the other co-founder, Abhi, he took my interview. Just like, I think it's the best because Prishita knew me somewhere, but Abhi did not. So it was fair that he did. And that's how I got the role. But that's one aspect that I want to share, that networking really makes a difference. Like, you could have the best resume and cover letter that the world has ever seen, but you also need to have relevant connections to push it through, So to know people and to be in touch with people and to just put yourself out there and go to like networking events or keep a check on Cool or like, be active on LinkedIn. All of these things really help to boost your profile. Did that, and that's basically my role with them. And then I got the role. My day at work is basically like we just planning to meet in person and have these operations set up. So we meet 3 days a week, 2 teams, like operations team and finance meets together, and then marketing meets differently. But yeah, it's not very hardly set this way. A lot of it is online through Slack and communicating as well. That's what it's like. I am happy with the way summer is going for me. It's HRMC work, Mosa work, and then I have one course that I'm taking.
Oh, I thought you're not taking any course and you're working. Damn, you're doing 3 things all together.
Yeah, it's work.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, in the actual year, like winter term, it's going to be way worse.
Yeah, it is gonna be
It's
way
gonna be
worse,
so bad.
but it is gonna train you way ahead for life.
I know. See, all of these, like, these philosophical things that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm just accepted them at this point. Like,
That is actually the best way to just get out of these.
yeah,
Just accept the situation and
accept-
act upon
act
it.
on it. Like, honestly, there's no point of crying. Like, if you want good grades, study. Don't crib about it. If you want a healthier body, exercise. Don't crib about it. And if you want to make good friends or just, have a good social life, try to work on yourself and don't blame other people. Like, life is so much simpler if we just stop blaming other people and cribbing about things and start doing something about it. That is also something I figured out in college. I mean, to be fair, I did have this attitude at school also. It's just more relevant here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes more sense over here.
Mm.
So with Mosa, do you want to actually tell over here, do you have any plans ahead as well? Do you wish to join them ahead or something? Like after graduation or stuff?
It's too far to think about it yet. I don't know because it's like literally my first.
Yeah, I agree to that. I do.
It's too far to think about it yet, but I mean, even that their team is changing, like they're bringing in more people, and it's gonna work out the way it is gonna. I think it's too early to answer that. I can't really answer that because it depends on what all other opportunities or things that I'm involved in. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, might be taking up a TA role next term
Yeah.
or doing something like that. But they're definitely group of people or a business that I would like to keep supporting because I just appreciate what they're doing and how they came about. Like, literally the business started because they were throwing a house party. Like, yeah, the founders were throwing a house party.
Yeah.
And they had used alcohol bottles left the next day.
Okay.
And they were just like, all of this is just waste. Like, what do people do with this?
Yeah.
And then they started researching on the business, and they found out like 28 million glass bottles end up in landfills, and they just unused. So they actually started cutting and trying to polish decor products from it first on their own.
Wow.
Literally, like, I was told all of this, and then they eventually moved to, like, they got a team and they moved to a micro factory where now they process them. But it's just, I appreciate the thought and the value that they bring in, that they want to make a change. Like, this whole sustainability, the idea of sustainability and circular economy, like, it just sounds so fancy, but most of the people don't do anything.
Yeah, that is.
You know how it's just said like it's big words. So I'm happy to be part of a team which inculcates this sort of attitude of, do something about something if you're passionate about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just ending this with the last question.
Of course.
How do you think Sauder as a whole helped you? Definitely you told that she was your TA and it is a major part of it. But as a whole school, how did it change you or transformed you to get into a particular role, what you wish to be like? Like over here you are doing finance and a lot of more things.
Yeah.
But how did your school help you to get on that?
I realized this last year with Sauder as a school. It's easy to do the study part of it. Like, when we think of college, we think of studies and like all of that. Like, I think that's 30% of it. It's 70% outside the classroom. That is what Sauder is about. It's just 30% in the classroom. Nobody beyond a point cares about your grades. It's actually not even, like, if you are doing the work regularly, it's not even hard to get a decent grade. It's the work you do outside of classroom which makes all the difference. It's all the clubs or the opportunities that you are being involved in. It's all the networking events and the kind of people you know. And most importantly, it's to deal with pressure. That is what a business school teaches you.
Yeah.
It doesn't teach you business. It teaches you how to deal with pressure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, you know. I think so Sauder and fairly in that sense, I actually love our curriculum. We have so many resources and we have so many people to reach out to. Like when you think about it, like I was not aware of all of these things in my first year. We have the BCC, we have Cool, we have TAs and profs that we can reach out to. Like if you actually make an effort, you can know so many people. You can reach out to alumni, you can Sauder itself, because it's a name. People are so willing to talk to you if you want to. UBC in a sense, you know. So Sauder has taught me mostly all of those things to shape my personality. I would say, like, you know, take initiative and be involved, and you know, like you won't get opportunities, or like, you know, how in school competitions used to walk towards us.
Yeah.
Will you like to participate in competition?
Because we were like at the top notch events, and everyone knew that, you know,
These
these
5
are the
people or 10 people do what
yeah,
they do.
exactly.
And you give the competitions to them, and you get awards, and everyone is happy.
Yeah.
No, it's not like this in college. Everyone is capable towards something. Everyone is smart. Everyone is doing their thing. And if you want something, you need to want it enough, or you have to have a passion for it, you know. So you have to grab the opportunity. It will not be served to you. So to deal with all of that mental stress, and to how to compose myself and still walk through it, is what Sauder has taught me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you definitely answered another question in between, that is Sauder teaching you business or not?
You know, now here, I would say partially.
Yeah.
Business can be taught through instruction.
Okay.
But like, you know, if you don't have the basic knowledge, like you would still make something out of it. But I'm talking from an average human being's perspective. I'm not talking about the outliers, like people who don't know anything, but they become like the biggest selling piece of something on earth or something, you know. I mean, I know there are people like that. But an average human being, it's good to have some knowledge to start with. I think knowledge gives you confidence, and it gives you awareness. If we don't have the internet, or we don't have books or something, we would be missing out on a lot of things that we could know, but we don't know. So I think I would not say that there's no use of college, or business can't be taught completely. Partially, yes, but a lot of it is your personality also.
Okay.
Business is a very people-focused area of life. So if you don't have those skills to mold yourself and to be dynamic and to keep changing, I don't think you can say that you can purely rely on business as a taught instruction. That's what I would say, like partially, but it's very subjective towards people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering that as well. Plus one question. But I think that will be all for the day. I'll definitely invite you in like, I think 3 or 4 months again.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
When I have more things to do.
Yeah, and I'll ask you, how's your winter term going with the whole work?
I am going to sound very different, because under pressure, I sound like a maniac. I literally, when I have things on my plate where I just start freaking out. Like I will start ranting my temper to you. But yeah, thank you so much now. It was nice to talk to you.
And thanks a lot for agreeing to this.
Oh no, come on. It's nothing like I'm your senior or something.
Yeah, for sure, I agree, but still.
I would still, if I can make someone feel comfortable or add something to their day, I would love to. So.
And that's what you not just did it with me, but the viewers out there and the listeners out there, definitely some amount of knowledge will be in their head after listening to this. I'm 100% sure about it. Be it about fitness, be it about Sauder, be it about anything.
Yeah.
But there will be a +1 in their knowledge.
I really respect that. And even if it doesn't, it's just good to have spoken about it with someone, you know, like I feel happy, so and that's what matters.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries.
Hope to meet you again on the podcast, and definitely on campus every week or every week.
Why not? Like I don't see you anywhere.
I don't live on campus now on
Where do you live?
I don't disclose it right now. Let's close this and discuss it further.
Then we can go.
Thank you so much for listening to episode 2 hope to meet you in like a couple of weeks. I told it last week. Oh, and I told it in the last episode that I'll post it every week. But let's see how the things will go forward from here. So see you in the next one. Thank